Good morning, all. Welcome to my channel. So, let's start with the market analysis for today. Let me bring up the Nifty chart first. So, this is Nifty's 5 minutes chart, 5 minutes interval basically. So, like we discussed yesterday, we did resist around 15,650 zone initially. The day high was 15,660.75, just like 10 points away from our resistance point. It resisted there and fell sharply in the beginning of the day. That's by 10:20 it did touch 15,540 zone, almost towards the first support point that we discussed yesterday. That's 15,520, and the low made was 15,539 approximately. So it tried to retrace back and then again fell back, tried to test 15,520 again, and the low it made was fresh low 15,528. So it did test couple of times and then tried to bounce back. And if you actually see, we did hover in a zone yesterday. Although there were moves, but this was completely a zone of approximately 70 odd points, if I'm not wrong. So there was quite a bit movement in the options and there was decay also in them, if we actually see. So that's a short note about yesterday's trade, about how it went. But let's see what is on the cards for today. Currently, if we see on SGX front, we are slightly flat or slightly negative by 20-25 points odd. But that aside, what about our Nifty? Let's check it out. So on a shorter time frame, we are slightly flat or in a no trade zone. Basically, any entries over here would just lead to a premium decay. So that aside, let's see what could be the support or resistance. So the resistance again lies for yesterday's high and 15,700 zone, like we discussed in yesterday's video. Because 15,700 would be a psychological point, always a round number, and more or less 15,750 is always another psychological point. It's like 100 points and 250 points is always a psychological zone. So 15,500 to 15,750, it's that's like a zone, and then 15,750 to 16,000 is another zone. But these are just the psychological hacks. But if we see on charts, and as we discussed, yesterday's high would be the first resistance, followed by 15,700 levels as indicated on OI. I'll just show up the OI once we discuss the supports also. So supports, again, yesterday's low would be the primary support, but we do have 15,470 and 15,370 zones as supports also for the day. So on the upside, it's sort of limited to 100 points odd. On downside, it's sort of close to, so where would it be close yesterday? 15,574. So on upside, it would be 130 points odd level. The range would be, and on the downside, the range could go as much as 200 points also. That's 15,374. So but slightly it's out of 1:1 call and put side, or we could say 1:1.4 approximately. So I guess that's about Nifty's plan. But let me show you the OI stats also and see how it turns out for today. So let me just bring up the OI stats. So yeah, these are the OI stats, and there's been a gradual shift if you observe from yesterday's OI part. So what happened with yesterday? We did see that the call writing decreased at the lower levels and call writing actually went up at the higher levels. Also, there's significant put writing that has gone up at 15,600, which was the zone basically that we tried to resist completely. So this is the 15,600 zone, if you see. So this was where call writers were trying to suppress the buyers. So that's on one note primarily, and let's see what exactly could be a resistance zone. Why I'm quoting 15,700. We're already at 15,600. Assume we open on an upside, or although we open on a gap down note and we try to break 15,600, we still have barriers of 15,650 and 15,700 on upside, and on downside we have immediate support at 15,500. That was the reason I was quoting yesterday's low as support, because yesterday's low is 15,528 approximately, and we have a support around 15,524 levels. So that's a point to remember, honestly. And those would be the levels to watch out. Unless either side of these levels break out, it wouldn't really give you a decent up move or down move in options. Or basically, if you are a seller, it might actually give you a good down move, because there would be a significant premium decay if these options lie in this range, because today is Wednesday and tomorrow is a weekly expiry. So that's on Nifty's front, and let's see how. Let us also see what's the plan with SGX. So currently the time is 8:40 a.m. right? Yeah. So we are trading flat 15,600 approximately. So yesterday's close was around. So yesterday's close was around 15,620 zone. But let's see where Nifty future chart also closed. So Nifty futures closed approximately around 15,624. That's 25 points on futures. So approximately our opening could be around 15,550 levels. So we need to see how the day goes on from there, that point. But yeah, let's see what could happen as we proceed. Also, let's now see Bank Nifty part. So let me just bring up the Bank Nifty to you. So unlike Nifty yesterday, honestly, this is also again Bank Nifty's 5 minutes chart, and we actually discussed that 36,000 could be the first resistance point, followed before that 35,800, but we fell short by approximately 100 points. Let's just take 100 points. The yesterday's high was 35,713. So we just touched that point and then sharply fell down all the way till 35,200 odd levels. Yes. So yesterday's low was 35,241 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 41. So that was a point that we tested rigorously yesterday. This is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4, almost close. So it did held out for couple of times, yeah, almost like 5 times if you see, below 35,300, but there was not even a single closing below our support line yesterday. So that was a point that sort of indicating that there was resistance on downside, but also it is capped on upside, because there was heavy call writing that was happening, and 35,500 had a decent call writing already. Although we did bounce back, but we did bounce in the morning, but we really did not sustain over there. So, and for we are slightly in a bearish note, but let's see what how Bank Nifty can perform today, because yesterday it was mostly on Nifty's part that went up, and banks did not really support, banks and metals basically. So Nifty Bank compared to Nifty, it performed really bad. So on that front, let's also discuss about today's supports and resistance for Bank Nifty. So my initial support would be yesterday's low, that's 35,200 levels, and we closed around 35,340 odd. So 35,250 would be my initial support, and then 35,200, yeah, 40 or 50 points, yesterday's low basically, and then 35,900 levels. 34,900 and 35,000 level would be the another support level for me. So those are the points of support for me, honestly. But yeah, let's see where we head on. So again, on resistance side, yesterday's high would be the first resistance, followed by 35,800 and 35,900 and 36,000 levels odd. So this immediate resistance on upside, and downside 200 points range is still open. But let's assume if we are going to remain in this range after we open, after the gap down or after the gap down slightly, then we could witness a premium decay in the first half, followed by if there's a possibility, there could actually be a Wednesday move today. So Wednesday move is basically a while move before the expiry, just to eat away the premiums on one side. So that's on Bank Nifty's part, and let's see the OI front on Bank Nifty, what exactly it is. So let me just bring up the Bank Nifty OI here. So yes, like I mentioned, 35,500, there's been heavy call writing. Let's just see the OI change. If you see the OI change also, 35,500 has heavy call writing. 35,400 also has increased significantly. On the upper side, there's been heavy call writing that's been going up, and put writing hasn't really moved significantly at all compared to calls. It's not even close to 40 odd percent compared to the closest 35,400 percentage of put writing that has happened. So yes, we on downside it's pretty much open, and the first support which I could actually see is if breaking yesterday's low would be 34,900 and 35,000 odd levels. It could just be in that particular range and give a bounce back again. So that's on 1.2 note for us, but yeah, let's see how it's gonna perform. That's on Bank Nifty's part also. And interestingly, we have the ITC results which we can discuss today. So ITC has been on an upward move from the past couple of days. Let me just bring up the daily chart. Let's see what could happen. So if we actually see ITC's results, the revenue has grown significantly, although the margins fell by 3 odd percent. So, and they did declare a dividend of approximately 5 rupees and 5.75 rupees per equity share. So yes, that's on ITC part, and ITC is slightly on a bullish trend, and as it broke a range of 213 odd levels on daily ranges, so that could be a good point. But again, 200 level, there's always 200 as support. So on upside we have on downside we have supports, and on upside we have resistance of approximately 230 and 240 levels. So that would just take a level at 233 as resistance. That would be February highs for ITC. So I guess on a note, this could be an oscillation for ITC today. It could be a range bound day for ITC specifically. Could be a gap up, then followed by a gap down, and this could be a range probably. And 220 level is what ITC is sort of has been facing resistance many times. So it would be interesting to watch out ITC break that levels. Actually, it's one over here, and then it's one over here, one over here, one over here, and this was where it broke. And then over here it did take support multiple times, but it just crashed from that level. And over here and over here, it's close to 220 always. So that's a zone from couple of months that's on a watch. So yes, ITC could be an interesting script today to check out. So that's for today's discussion, and let's see if there's anything interesting that comes up. I would gladly make a video or come live and share with you all. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go subscribe and hit the notification button. Also show support by some likes and comments. Keep the questions rolling in. I would be happy to answer them all. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Have a good trading day too. Thank you.